All right, here we go. We are going to do some SketchUp, and we'll get right to it. We're going to do a ring. So here we are. We're going to go back to the Google. Then you're going to type in SketchUp, SketchUp, UP, enter. Comes up here, SketchUp free, SketchUp design software, whatever. You can click on either. Click it. Then it's going to come onto this screen. You're going to go to Products. Then you go down to Explore Offerings. Then you go up to SketchUp Free, and you click it. Now, if you have never done this before, it is going to ask you to put in your Learn34 or your Google email, and then you type in your password, and then it'll start an account. All of your files for SketchUp will be saved on the SketchUp site. So they won't be saved on your computer unless you tell them to save on your computer. So here we go, SketchUp Free. Then go down to Start Modeling. Click it. And you get this little funky startup icon. La, 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 la. Next, you are going to go over here and go Create New. If it just starts up and gives you, and you don't get to choose this, then you want to go out and go back in. What I'm saying is you want to have millimeters. So if, for example, so I'm just going to click millimeters. So if, for example, it just starts up here, and you go, wait a minute, it's not, it's in feet, because you start to write it as feet and inches. Then you go up to these three little lines, click on it, click on Home. It'll take you back to this screen. Then go to Create New, and go millimeters. And it'll start up. Now, we're going to get rid of this lady. Click on her, then hit Delete. Now I'm going to quickly do a ring for all of you, and then I'll do a pendant, because some people want to see that too. I'm going to go over on the left-hand side, and I'm going to click the rectangle. There's rectangles, there's circles, there's polygons, and there's letters. I'm going to go to circle. Then I'm going to go to the origin. Origin, the blue is your z-axis. Then you have your x and your y, red and green. I'm going to click on the origin, snap straight to it. And I'm not going to hold my finger on the mouse. I just clicked, and then I'm just going to drag away. I know that my ring needs to be 24 millimeters, okay? So that means that my ring, or my circle, pardon me, that I'm about to make should be 12. So I can drag this as far as I want, and then all I have to do is type in 12, because remember, I want it to be 24, and this is just doing the radius. So I type in 12. 1, 2. You don't have to put in millimeters if you don't want to, then just hit enter. Boom. Makes me a little 12 millimeter circle. If you want to check it, make sure. Click your tape measure tool, go to one side, drag it all the way across, look on the bottom right hand side, 24, and that's what I'm looking for. Now, I can hit escape, because see how this is drawn? I'm like, I don't know how to stop it. We'll just hit escape and it'll stop. Next, you want to have the outer ring of your ring. This is the hole that my finger is going to go through. So now I want to have the outer part of my ring. So I'm going to go over here again. I click the circle function. Pardon me. See, I'm messing up here. I'm going to click to my push-pull. I'm then going to go down to the bottom, and it's the offset function. Click offset. Then I'm going to click the outside of my circle. I'm not going to click the inside. I'm going to click the outside. And again, I don't hold my finger on the button. I'm just going to click, and then I drag out. Now, how thick do I want the ring to be? So if I want the ring to be 3 millimeters, I just type in 3, and then enter. And there you go. Now I want to get rid of the middle. So I use my selection tool. Click the middle, hit backspace, it's gone. Now if you use your orbit, that's your orbit button, and if you want to do orbit at any time, you can always just hit O. Now you can see where it is. Now this is only 2-dimensional, so I need to make it 3-dimensional. 2 dimensions will not print in 3D because it isn't 3D. I'm now going to go over to my push-pull, click on it, and I'm going to drag it up. I can go as high or as low as I want. And remember, I can just type it in. I think I would like this to be 4 millimeters. So 4, enter. Done. Now, I am interested in starting to add some funky designs to my ring. So some people have asked me to help them put some lettering on here, so I'm going to show you how to do letters. Now, if you want to do letters, you can do them recessed or you can do them sticking out. So I'm going to do some letters, and because this is a curved surface, lettering does not adhere to a curved surface at all. You need to put letters on individually. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my pencil tool. Then I'm going to go, you'll notice that these are little points. So my circle is actually made up of 24 segments. So I'm going to go to this little one of these middle of one of these segments and see how it just automatically snaps there. I'm going to click and then I go up, and you'll notice too that it snaps blue. I want it to snap blue. I don't want to draw it over like this because that is not parallel with that center Z axis. So I go boom, right on, then I do another one, boom, and I can just keep going all the way along. When I'm doing my ring, I may want to draw all this on here just so I can see, you know, where all my little gradations are. Nice. Now I'm ready to do some lettering on here. So I'm going to go over here to my circle function or rectangle function, shape function. I'm going to go down to the letters and I'm going to choose a letter. The letter I'm going to do is I'm going to do an X ring. I'm just going to put an X on there. And I'm going to use, I'll use Oswald. And the height that I'm going to do, my ring is 4 millimeters. My height is going to be less than that. I want to make it 3 millimeters. My extrusion, that's how far I want it to stick out. Well, in this case, I want it to stick out, let's go 0.5 millimeters. Okay, so I'm going to go okay. Now I can bring my X and I can put it here on the face. Now you see how it actually has the word on face? That means it's on this one little panel. I want to put it on this panel. Boop. See how it like changes? There it's on there, and then it goes and it sort of changes the corner because now it's on the face of this area. Then I can make it turn the corner and go on this area. I can even make it go up here on the top face up there. Now, my only problem is that I don't see where it is centered. I really like it to be centered. So I'm actually going to hit escape, and I'm going to draw my X again in a second. But first, I want to have a spot for my X to go. So I'm going to take my pencil function, and I'm going to go here from this endpoint. I'm going to go to the middle and see how it automatically gives me this little midpoint line. I'm going to draw a line down to the bottom. Boom, just like that. Then the top of my letter, I'm going to make it go down. I'm going to go down 0.5. 0.5 actually, that. There, 0.5. And now I want to go down 0.5. And I'll go across. There we go. Now that's going to tell me that when I put my letter in, I'm going to do another one here just for fun. Snap to the middle, down, awesome. Okay, now I'm going to throw my X on. So I'm going to go to my circle tool, go into here, do a capital X, Laura, 3 millimeters. Yep, perfect. Now I'm going to put this, and I want to go on the face. And you see that I want to line up the top of my X with that line that I made, and I want to line up the middle of my X with the line that I made for middle. Boom. Now, look at that. I click on nothing, I do my orbit, and I can see that that X is actually attached to my ring. Very cool. Now, I want to take out all those other little lines. So I'm going to take this tool, I go backspace as I select them. There we go. Now, and after the fact, I can even take and I can delete all these. all those little lines. But you don't have to, because like I said, when you have a line in class, when you have a line that's drawn on here, if it isn't 3D, it's not going to print. So don't worry if those lines are all there. Now I'm going to do a letter here, and I'm going to do the letter recessed. So I'm going to choose a letter. Let's go here again. I'm going to do the letter O, just because, I don't know, an XO ring. So I chose the Laura one. I think I chose Laura for the other one. Yeah. 3 millimeters, 1 millimeter. Okay. Now I go over here. Again, I'm lining up with the top of that. I'm going to put it right in the center. And I see that it says on face. So if I was on this face, see how it's tilted? If I go on over there, it's kind of all over the place. I want to go on face. Then I'm going to line up with the top. I'm going to line up with the bottom. Boom. Get my selection. Oh, I wanted this to be recessed. Pardon me. Sorry. Let's grab it and recess it. I go down here and I put in my O, and I really want it recessed. Then I'm going to go extrusion, and I'm going to go negative 0.5. Now, click OK. There's my O. Now you're thinking, Mr. Spears, it doesn't look recessed. It is. Don't worry. Put it on the face, then click it. Now, this letter is all one group. Every line in that letter is one group. I don't want it to be grouped anymore. I want to explode it because I want to take this front section off. There's another way of doing it. You don't have to explode it all the time. You can just click, click. Okay, so it's still absolutely connected. So I'm going to click on nothing, click on it. Come on. There we go. And now I'm going to right click and I'm going to explode. Oh, I'm not clicked on it anymore. There we go. Right click. Oh my goodness, I'm clicking on this line. So let's get rid of this line. Let's get rid of that line. These lines are messing me up a little bit. And now I just want the O. Right click, explode. Okay, now there's a center hole that's like right through my ring, which is kind of interesting. So I want to fix that. Take your line tool and you're going to draw a line point to point, and see what it does. It actually fills in that gap. Now, I actually didn't want, oh, you know what, I just messed up. I didn't really want that like that. I think I'm going to do this instead. Take my line and go from here to there. Okay. Now, I want the O to be gone. So I click on the O, gone. Now, let's orbit and see what this looks like. Is that pretty awesome? So there's your X and your O. Your X is pushing out and your O is recessed. Very cool. Very cool. Again, we can fix these up a little bit. If you have any problems with yours, we can fix it up later on. Now I want to make an area that is sort of raised so that you can put a flat area on. So I'm going to go over here to do rectangle tool, and I'm just going to draw a rectangle. I'm going to go in here, over to here, and notice how it's on the blue axis. If I hit the left arrow, it'll go right down to, and I'm going to go about there. Now, I actually want to draw this, and I'm going to go all the way out to there. There we go. Now, I'm going to select these lines. I'm going to delete them. And you can take a look and you go, Mr. Spears, you literally just made a weird, goofy, like flat spot on your ring. Well, that's okay, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and draw from here, and I'm going to draw back towards here, and I kind of want this to be perpendicular. So yeah, I'm right on the face, and then I'm going to orbit this, hit O, L to do your line key function, go on the green, I'm going to do this on the blue, boom. Now my select tool, and I'll get rid of that, get rid of that, and that. I'm going to hit orbit and orbit again. Now I'm going to do the exact same thing over here. So I'm going to take my measurement tool, and I'm going to measure from here to there, and it's 11 millimeters. So that means I should go, take my line tool, and I should go from here and go parallel on the red axis, and I'll go 11, 11, enter. There we go. And then I'm going to go back to here on the edge, orbit, line tool, oh, I kind of messed up on that one. Okay, let's orbit. Yeah, see that one? You can see that bottom one is not quite right. Sometimes you have to mess with it a little bit before it. Yeah, it's that top one that I don't like. So let's take the top one off, delete, and the bottom one off, and let's orbit. So it's parallel, so that's totally fine. So let's do a line tool, and we're going to go back and be on the green. There, that's the green. That's sweet. Oh, like it is. Perfect. Okay, so now I'm going to want to make this. Oh man, Mr. Spirit, that doesn't look very good at all. You see what I mean? See how this is off and this is not? I should actually make this go a little bit further to fix this up. So I won't do that now, but no, I would draw out and then I'd draw back or whatever. I'm not going to play with that now, but I will do this. So I'm going to take my line and I'm going to go on a bit of an angle. Let's make sure I measure this out. So this is going to be like, I don't know, I'll go 2 millimeters, sure. To there. And then go here to there. And let's do orbit, line tool. Again, keeping your, be on the right. I don't want to be on that Z axis. Line tool. Okay. Now I'm going to do my select tool and I'm going to get rid of this. Alright. Okay, so there you have it. And now I'm just going to do one last thing. I'm going to get rid of this line. And again, if you left it, it wouldn't print, like I said. So this line isn't going to print. And select this. All right, so now I'm going to put some words on there. What kind of words should I put on? We did a Punjabi ring before. I think I'll do that again. So here's, where was it here? Oh, to my rectangles. So I'm going to take this. Oh, but wait, I'm going to remember that I didn't do this last time. I have 4 millimeters, and I'm going to do 3 millimeters of the words. And so I do need to draw my little lines. So I'm going to go from this end, and I'll go right to the middle. So let's see how big this is first. Let's measure it. all the way to there. It is 18, so that means 9 is the middle, and it should snap. It should have a blue section that tells me that that's the middle. So I'm going to grab my pencil. I'm going to go to the middle. Where are you, the middle? See, it's not snapping to the middle. When it snaps to the middle, it'll have blue. So I'm going to go 9 millimeters, and then up, and then I'm going to go up 0.5 millimeters, and there, and that should be fine. I'm going to put my words just so that they're down on the bottom. So now I'm going to go to letters. I'm going to write Punjabi, Punjabo. I'm going to choose Oswald, and 3 millimeters height, extrusion. I'm going to do it recessed because I think that looks pretty cool. Click OK. So now I'm going to put this, the letter N is right in the middle, right there, on. Now I'm going to have to